So I'm feeling really weird, and my body's going through things that night, and it felt like something wanted to come up. And I was explaining to them that I feel like the cries of the banshee wants to come out. So after I got done talking to them, like I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden, right from the depth, the pit of my stomach, it come up through my diaphragm. It started here, and it was like, only it went higher. Okay? And then I could feel it was like something was trying to take over. So I was getting positioned because I knew I was in for a fight. Okay? They do fight, and you have to fight back. If you're being attacked, you need to push back. So what was happening is I was feeling it. My body was going like this, and I was evicting the entity. I started on the couch. I was like, no, I won't have room. Got on the floor. Nope, won't have room. End up smashing my head. Something ended up getting hurt. So I went in and I put blankets on my bed. I was in a fight for my soul. Literally in a fight for my soul. And just spitting. Like it was like it was spitting at something or someone, and spitting on my walls, and like trying to get control. And I was fighting it, and then it was like it sort of had me in a precarious place where it was trying to rip me apart. Literally trying to rip me apart, using my own hand. Trying to rip me apart. So what ended up happening, I don't totally know how I did it, but somehow it was like I was there, but it wasn't. I could see it happening to me. And I could kind of feel it, but I wasn't feeling no pain. And before I went in my unconscious mind, conscious, subconscious mind, I haven't figured that out yet. It was like I was hiding in my attic, being very still. And it was, sorry, it was, crap, sorry. Okay. It got right here in my rib, and it got in under, and pushed under, and started hauling. It tried to get in under, up in here, to grab my heart, and haul it out. It tried to choke me and rip out here. And it was hollering, "Where'd you effing put her? Give her back! What are you fucking doing with her? Give her to me now!" And it was saying, "If I'm going, she's fucking coming with me." And this is all coming out of my mouth. And then I started coming, I could feel myself coming around, and you have energy in your hands, okay? And you can tap into it, because I've tapped into it where I can literally feel the energy in my own body by just focusing and kind of wielding the energy and feeling it, and then keep doing it, and then I focused to feel it in my body. Well, I didn't know that this was what was happening. Didn't know that it was me doing it, but what ended up happening is I got onto my body on the left side, and I was using my hands, and I cramped my body up. Like, I literally cramped it. I was feeling it, but there was no way it was being stopped, because it was saying, "You fucker, making me feel human pain." So it's like, oh my. So then I was coming out, and I started screaming for God. "God, please help me, God, help me." No word of a lie. Don't know if it ever happened to anybody else, or if it happened to anybody else the night of the supermoon. But it was like a quick flash of light come out of the sky. And when it came out of the sky, it was like it, boom, hit me right here. And when it hit me, my body went into convulsions like this, side to side, only in an extremely violent manner. And I to this day, I don't know. That went on for 5 minutes. And when it stopped, I could still feel something there. And I was like, okay, I'm ready again. And that happened for about 2 minutes. I really didn't think I was going to make it through the night. That this was not a hallucination. It was not a schizophrenia. It was nothing like that. It was real. And I was laying there, and my body, I ended up taking my hands and laying them like this with my feet straight. And all I could do was lay there. I couldn't move. I couldn't think. There was nothing. And then all of a sudden, my cat's up the window, and he's chirping at the birds, and the birds are chirping, like they're chirping back and forth. And it's like they're finding out, is she okay? Like, you think I'm delusional? No. And you probably know that, because you're probably feeling the same way. Because that's how people make you feel, when it's something different and they don't understand it. So that happened. And the next morning, I started, like, I got up, and I wasn't feeling well. I didn't know how I could come out of it. And I was going around, and my chest was caving in, and my dad had called, and I told him I had to let him go. It wasn't like my chest was being squeezed, and I told him I loved him, because I really didn't know if I was going to make it through this. So the demonic energies, the negative energies, the dark entities, what have you, they were still around. So I know that when you die, any energies, they leave your body. So when this was happening, I went in the bed, because I knew I was in for another fight. Like, that night, I was like literally fighting it, trying to fight it off. I was being twisted and broken and turned, and something like you'd see in the movie, only I wasn't lifting up off the bed. Everything else, pretty much. Well, this was right at Easter. It was 2 days before Good Friday. It was 3 days before Good Friday of the supermoon, because it was the 7th and 8th of April. And on the 9th, I was in the room fighting this thing. Things, what have you. And I had some pills, and I grabbed the pill bottle, and then all of a sudden I heard voices saying, "No, Tara, don't do that, like, no, don't." Two of them. And then it was like I wanted it gone. I wanted it to stop. So I took the bottle, the pill bottle. It was half full or more of hydromorphone. And they were like more than one, like 1 milligram, 2 milligram, 1 milligram each, I think. And I took the pill bottle, and whoever it was that was trying to get me not to do this, I said, well, if I'm meant to survive, someone will save me. So I went like that, and I downed them. Didn't take long to start feeling the effects. I laid in the bed, and I could feel myself slipping, and then it was like, "Tara, no, what did you do? Get up, Tara, come on, please get up, Tara." And there's two people saying this. And then all of a sudden, it's like I'm being shook here. "Come on, Tara, get up, come on, please get up." I'm not moving. I'm just like this. I could feel my body, like things slipping. And then I felt my leg being moved. Nobody there, but my leg was being shaken. And they're crying and saying, "Tara, what did you do? Come on, you need to get up. We need to get you up. Come on, get up." And then my leg got flung off the bed. My other leg got flung off. And I got sat up. And then I got stood up. When I got stood up, like they were helping me walk. And the left side would go like this. "No, Tara, you gotta stand up straight." So it was like somebody lifted me back up. So that whole night, I kept taking pills because I wanted it gone. They, like, the guides, I found out it was my mom and Michael, not anyone I'm related to, or anyone you guys know. And they had me cleaning up my house, like finishing to clean up my house. They were like, what have you, and got in a tub. And then 8:15, the morning of the 10th. Sorry, the morning of the 9th, because it was the 8th that I overdosed. Sorry. The morning of the 9th, at 7:45, I heard someone say, "Get up and be ready, because they're coming at 8. And I jump out of bed. I know. I don't know. I really don't know. If I did, I'd die. I jumped out of bed and I went to my dorm. And like I waited for 8 o'clock, and I was looking at my watch, and I could feel something not right. And I looked out, I could feel something at my door. So I put my hand like on my door like that. I looked up my people. There was a young man, tall young man. Well, first off, it was across the hall, a tall man, and I could hear the keys rattling at the woman's apartment across the door. Well, she's the only one that lives there. And it was not anyone that was known to me that I saw around, or that she would even know, because, like, I'm her neighbor. So I backed off first, and then I could still feel. I looked out. The person was gone. I could still feel it, and stepped away and came in the living room, and like I could see someone outside. So I went back over to the door, and I looked through my peephole. Well, there was a tall young man wearing red, standing in front of my door on a cell phone. Okay, so I'm feeling eerie, and I'm messaging my ex-husband. He's talking, and I message, I help, meaning I need help. Because I didn't know what was going on. I just knew they were on the cell phone. We can get tapped in. It's like we're in different dimensions. Like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it don't exist. So don't mock people. So I was look out, and then there was more. And I go over to my freezer, and I look out. And they'd be standing over across the building. Just one, and then there was like another two. One wearing a long white gown, one wearing a long black gown, and they appeared to be East Indian twins. So I go back to the door, and then there ended up to be like 5. A couple walking in front of a couple of them walking in front of my door, and then 3 of them sitting in the hallway. So it was, I'd come back in and go back out, and they'd be there, and so I decided, well, okay, I want to see, is there someone really out there? So I was standing there, and I could see them, and I whipped my door open, and nobody there. I closed my door, looked out the peephole again. They were there. Whipped it open. I did that 5 times. And sorry. Well, on the 5th time, I seen them, and I heard a whistle. So I opened my door fast, and nobody was in the hall. Because I thought, well, okay, maybe it's just super, or what have you. Nobody there. So I come in, and I could feel it. So I'm standing by my freezer, and I can feel them. I'm like, okay, I know you're here, so show yourself. Well, one... Well, actually, wait. The 2 that were on my couch, I must have actually seen them, because the other 3, there were 3 behind my speaker. One, no, I wasn't seeing things, and yes, they do exist, was a blue, kind of like a bluish gray, more blue than gray, being with big black eyes, wearing a tight uniform. Beside him were the twins, wearing the white and black gown, and appeared to be East Indian twins. And on my couch, at one end, appeared to be a very big Mongolian type person, wearing a black uniform, but the shoulder pads, like, it was almost like, it was like out like that, and it was kind of in like this. So it was weird the way the suit was, like the top, but he was very big. And the one at the other end of my couch, well, just by the way they were sitting, if they stood up, they would probably reach about between 9 and 10 feet tall. They had, this being had long, reddish, strawberry blonde hair with a long strawberry blonde beard. And I thought they were here, well, they were here because of what I was looking at. and decoding, and that I overdosed. The bad guys weren't here because I overdosed. Well, maybe they were. They just want me here to, but they can't anymore. I then got led into my bedroom, where at that time, the two that were on my couch and it's sorry. I